Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to be with all of you. I'm feeling very privileged to be associated with the RAMCO group. And again, thanks again for inviting me today. So let us begin our program by offering prayers to Acharya and Supreme Lord. So please recite after me. Andhra evanikalu cheppandi. Om Ajnana Timidandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So, once again, thanks everyone for assembling here. Now, the topic of our discussion today is stress management. So, I would rather rephrase it this way: stress to smile, right? We all smile, but many times our smile is artificial smile, right? Is it not? So, how many of you want to smile with heart? Smile, purely, genuinely. Raise your hands. And what's stopping us to smile genuinely, to stop with? You see a smile, a child, his smile is so pure because he is free from stress. We to smile out of social obligation, just out of compulsion and other things. Now, there are so many, professionals outside who can speak eloquently on this topic, the topic of stress management. You just Google on internet, just find it in YouTube. You would find hundreds of seminars because this topic of stress is a universal subject. It is a evergreen subject and everyone, no one is exception to this in the modern world. So there are so many people who can speak on this. Then why me? What is that we bring uniquely to the table? So why is it that so now there are so many who can speak that? Then why is Swamiji is interested in speaking on some topic which is not directly in a way related to spirituality? My dear friends, it is related to spirituality. Because so-called speakers, and I have been to, because I am a professional myself, I worked in corporate, I traveled across the globe, I have been a part of multiple workshops, and I have seen that most of the times the kind of the self-help books and also the kind of workshops that people do, they are more at a superficial level. And today I am going to delve deep in this subject and see how this is connected to spirituality and how spirituality can in fact help us in overcoming this problem, not at a superficial level, but from a deep-rooted level. We don't want to just, touch the subject at a surface level, but we want to go deep inside actually. Let's see how we'll do that. So, to begin with, what is stress? How do you define stress? According to the psychiatrists, stress is a form of tension that is percolated either in your body or in your mind, and for which there is no release or no exit actually. Each one of us will have some anxiety, but when the anxiety is relieved, then we don't feel stress. But let us say that is held back, it is stuck. That is what causes us anxiety and stress. And in simple words, imagine you are driving a vehicle. The vehicle is in the neutral gear. You don't know it, and you're pressing the accelerator, but it's not moving anywhere. I mean, so much of smoke is coming from outside, but then the gaadi aage badhi nahi raha hai. No matter how hard you're pressing the accelerator, well, why it is not moving ahead? Because it is in neutral. It doesn't move anywhere actually. That means it's not moving. So similarly, the accelerator is the tension. So there's some sort of pressure, some sort of tension, it is required in life. But that has to move things. When something is stuck there, that is what causes us stress. And according to modern psychology, there are 3 states of every living individual. First state is called comfort zone, second state is called stress zone, and third state is called panic zone. Comfort, stress, and panic. Now let me ask you this question. So what is the ideal state for all of us? बोलिए చెప్పండి. Comfort, stress, panic. So what is the ideal state? So okay, fine, let me ask you this way. How many of you believe comfort zone is the ideal zone? Comfort zone is the ideal zone. Acha? How many of you believe stress zone is the ideal zone? How many of you believe panic zone is the ideal zone? మిగతా వాళ్ళు చేయట్లేదు ఎందుకండి? ఇంట్లో మీ వైఫ్ అడిగితే ఒప్పుకుంటే చేస్తారా? జెంట్స్ లుకింగ్ అట్ లేడీస్ను చెయ్యత్తలో వద్దా అని చెప్పి. You cannot be nota. You have to vote for one of the 3 parties. Comfort zone, stress zone, panic zone. So yes. So most of the times we think comfort zone is good, but actually comfort zone is not the productive zone. It is the stress zone that is the ideal thing. Prabhuji, abhi aap bol rahe stress management, you are telling you should be in stress. What is this? This is a paradox. It's not. Just like we say, the body temperature is good or bad? It's good. Temperature, but what temperature is good? 98.4. Now imagine temperature is like 90. Is it good? No, it's a very dangerous zone. Imagine temperature is 103, 104, 105. It's not good, 98.4 is ideal. So some amount of, and there is something called ideal temperature. That temperature is good for the body. 2 less is bad, 2 more is bad. The same way, the stress when it is when it is at a certain level, that is actually ideal thing for a person's productivity and for a person's performance. Too much of stress is called panic zone, and too little is called comfort zone, which is also not actually ideal according to industrial psychology. I mean, I have did this thing on that subject as a part of my masters. So similarly, a stress at a certain levels is always good. There should be exams, there should be reviews, there should be monthly budgets, there should be some sort of planning. So there should be some sort of targets. These are all good actually, that help us to be on our toes. But it shouldn't go to the extent where we start worrying too much about it, that we stop enjoying life. That's called panic zone. That is what we need to avoid. I hope I'm making it clear, right? So stress is in itself not bad. When the stress goes overboard, when the stress becomes uncontrolled, it eats us from within. It eats our physical state, mental state. And today, the number 1 disease, like I worked as a strategic consultant, in US pharma industry. So I have worked for 4 years. I worked for almost all the major pharma giants. And what is the number 1 disease in the world currently? It's hypertension. And one of the biggest causes of hypertension today is stress. So the stress, although it apparently doesn't look as a big problem, but actually it is the number 1 problem that is plaguing the society today. And that's because we are not managing our lives properly. So yes, so before we get into how to manage stress, now I want to hear from all of you, because all of you are also professionals. You have to manage your personal life, professional life, and your self goals. Many things are there. So now, could someone help me? What are some of the causes of stress? What causes stress? ఇంట్లో భార్య చెప్పొద్దు, అది కాకుండా ఇంకోటి చెప్పండి. Yes, what causes stress? Some of the things that causes stress. Anyone? No, we are all one family, no? Within family, we don't have to hesitate. Just be open up, just be comfortable. For students, exams causes stress. For politicians, elections causes stress. For all of us, targets. Not targets, unreasonable targets. Simple target doesn't cause stress. Unreasonable targets, yes. Interpersonal relationships. It can be between 2 colleagues. It can be between your superior and subordinate. It can be between family members. It can be with your own children. You know, interpersonal relationships. Yes, it causes stress. Okay. Anything? Expectations. Unreasonable again expectations.
Having plenty of work but no time.
Who's that? That's plenty of work and no time. That's actually unreasonable expectations only. Yeah. Yeah. Next. Anyone? Unhealthy comparisons. उसको promotion मिल गया, मुझे नहीं मिला. Maybe my boss doesn't like my face. You know, he likes that person's face. Or maybe వాళ్ళు caste నన్ను పక్క తోసేసారు. I mean, we have 100 reasons, you know. We don't accept the reality. We just clearly put the blame on somebody else, you know. So unhealthy comparisons, right? Okay, maybe there could be many other, but some of the things that we have discussed. So now, I wanted to, there are many more, but I am going to touch some 5-6 points, which I can tell you it covers almost 90% of the case studies. You know? Because each one of you, everyone is a personal, and every person's problems is also personal, you know. I mean, some things could be shared external, some things couldn't be shared in public. But whatever it is, or some of the things that I'm going to share is surely going to help you. But just that you need to be a little more alert and careful in trying to remember what I'm speaking. So first and foremost thing, I mean this cause I'm going to speak is a universal cause. మనందరికీ ఇప్పుడు సీత కష్టాలు పేద కష్టాలు అంటాం కదా. సో ఎవ్రీ వన్ హ్యాస్ దిస్ సార్ట్ ఆఫ్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్, బట్ దిస్ వన్ వాట్ ఐమ్ గోయింగ్ టు స్పీక్ ఇస్ అ యూనివర్సల్ ప్రాబ్లమ్, దట్ ఈస్ unhealthy comparisons. You know? So stop comparing. You want to come out of stress? Stop comparing. We always think the grass is greener on the other side. The working class thinks my supervisor position is better. Supervisor thinks my manager's position is better. Manager thinks that divisional district manager position is better. You know, he thinks that the CEO is better, CEO is MD better. I don't know. You know? It's always the thing that maybe some other person is better than me. But let me tell you, my dear friends, in this world, this is a universal principle, and this is across all times, all ages, all places. In this world, there is nothing called absolutely good and absolutely bad. Mark this point. Nothing called absolutely good and absolutely bad, or absolutely favorable or absolutely unfavorable. The world is created such a way for everyone, for everything, there is something or other. I'll tell you this with a story. You know, crows, cow, 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 and we don't like that sound. So the crows are making noise, and we throw stones on it, we hurl stones on it actually. And crow thinks, "Arey yaar, nobody is appreciating me." Wherever I go, people, I mean, they look at me with distaste and they throw stones at me. क्या जिंदगी है यार मेरा, अच्छा इससे अच्छा सुसाइड कर ले. So the crow thinks like this, and then it sees there's a cuckoo, koel. Just look at that koel. It has got such a sweet voice, and nobody hates it, and people welcome that sound. Kash, maybe ऐसे होता. Everyone is working like this. Kash, నేను కూడా రితిక్ రోషన్ లా ఉంటే, కాష్ మేబీ ఐశ్వర్య సార్ रहता. So everyone loves me, everyone will clap me. So काश मैं भी ऐसे रहता हूँ, कोयल जैसे, like a cuckoo, कोकिला. And so the crow goes, the koel says, just see, you're so fortunate. People like to hear your voice. They don't like my voice. They hate me. Nobody cares for me. You are the most fortunate person. The koel says, "Arey kya baat kar rahe hain?" I mean, people like my voice, that's truth. But in general, people, it's not that they like to see me or they love me. Just look at the tota, parrot. People really love totas. They like the totas to be around their homes, in their gardens. Koel, not much. So just look at the parrot. It looks so beautiful It speaks so beautifully, it also looks beautiful. I can only sing beautifully, I don't look beautiful. But this, tota, parrot, it looks so, it looks also beautiful. And the crows go sing, chalo yaar, kya fortunate yaar, nasib to aapka hai. So that it goes to that tota and says, just see, you are so beautiful, and he also sings so well. I mean, you are the most fortunate person and I am the most unfortunate. And the tota says, my dear Kauva, crow, actually, okay, people may like me, but it's not that I am a decoration piece. Just look at that mayur, more, that peacock. The peacock is most beautiful. I can only sing, I can only speak, but the peacock can dance. It dances so beautifully, so artistically, and everyone likes peacock. And the peacock feathers also everyone like, So actually, compared to peacock, I am nothing. I am not as beautiful as peacock. I am not as loved as peacock, and I am not as artistic or as gifted as peacock. Kauva bolte sahi hai yaar, Everyone is more fortunate than me. I am the least fortunate and I am the most unfortunate. And that Kauva goes to the peacock. बोलता है peacock का भजन बोलता है, just look at you, You are most beautiful, most artistic, most loud. You are the most fortunate person. And peacock बोलता है कि अरे गधे है क्या, just look at me. I am entrapped in a cage. I am entrapped in a cage. So wherever I roam, people catch me, they'll put me behind the bowl in a cage, and they make me as a decoration item, I wish to fly, I can't fly. I wish to roam freely, I can't roam freely. I wish just to be just bindas. Jo chahe main kar, jo chahe wo karu, I just can't do that. I'm always scared. People catch me, they will pluck my leaves. And they catch me and they sell me, they do everything. I wish I can be like you. I can just roam freely, And then this Kauva thinks, sahi hai yaar, Actually, I think I am the most unfortunate soul, but actually compared to this peacock, can peacock be just what they want? No. They are actually always scared and people catch them. Of course, they are most beautiful, but that beauty, you think that beauty is wonderful, but that beauty itself is, it's a victim of its beauty. So now tell me, my dear friends, who is most fortunate? No one is most fortunate and no one is least fortunate. This is Jeevat Satyam antide. Just understand this much now. You can be a little more relaxed. We think these film stars, the celebrities, the superstar, megastars are most fortunate souls. Just to look 5 years younger, they have to do so many gymnastics, they have to do so much dieting, they have to do what not. They just can't freely roam, they can't freely smile. Their life is so artificial. Even people, spiritual people like us, I am the president of a temple. I only remember I am a president when somebody calls, people like you, say, oh, Chakradhari, that is the president. Other times, I can't do the simple things what a normal devotee does, what a normal brahmachari can do, what a normal anyone can do. Because our lives are day morning till night. We have so many programs, schedules, meetings, targets, festivals. So, outside of the Chakradhari Prabhu, he roams in cars, he has AC rooms, there are so many, protocols to meet him. So apparently it looks our lives are flashy, but we have our own struggles. So similarly, anyone in an upper strata, they have their own struggles. People at the lower, they have their own struggles. So we shouldn't think that, their lives are rosy and my life is not like that. No, everyone has their share of struggles. So stop worrying and start living. Stop comparing, because by comparing, you cannot relish even the advantage that you have. See, by being a boss, they have certain advantages. By being a das, they have certain advantages. But by comparing, anyhow you can't become like that immediately. But even what advantage that you have, even that you are missing. You understand it? This is the first and foremost important point. And the second thing, so what is the first point? Unhealthy comparisons. Stop comparing. The second point is, stop taking others too seriously. ఎవరి కోసమే బతకొద్దు. That doesn't mean that no, I just నేను ఇంతే నాకు నచ్చినట్టు చేస్తాను. That is not what I mean. but don't lead an artificial life. Accept what you are, you know, and you can't please everyone. So do what is right and just be happy with it. No matter what you do, you can't please everyone. You're understanding? Because then what will happen is you will start living for the other's pleasure, and no matter what you do, there will be some or other who will always be unhappy, and in the process of making everyone happy, you will be in this unlimited stress. You think about it, like people like us, you know, there are some people, one day people will garland us, they will touch our feet, and another day people say takla hai, maybe इसका कुछ तो लव फेल्यूर है इसलिए ऐसे हो गया ये तो ना. और मैं there are so many people who ask us like this, प्रभु जी आपको तो इतना मतलब they understood that professionally we are successful, అంటే ఏదో చదువు సంధ్య రాక లేకపోతే బతకడం రాక ఇలా అయిపోయాం అనుకోవడం లేదు, బికాస్ అవర్ ప్రొఫైల్స్ స్పీక్ అదర్వైజ్. then why did we choose this career profile, you know, maybe love failure, तो कुछ love failure है क्या आपका, है ना. So different people have different understandings, you know. अभी whom can you go and say क्या बोल दिया, I mean you just can't. Other day my brother called me, you know, he wanted my cousin, he wanted to marry certain girl and their parents are forcing to marry somebody else. So he called me and said, Bhaiya, they're forcing me to marry someone else. I told them, if you force me, I will also maybe ISKCON में ब्रह्मचारी बन जाऊंगा. ऐसा धमकी दे दिया मैंने और डर गए. मैं बोला नालायक, मेरे सामने मैं तुमको एक दूंगा बोल के, ना. Do you think ISKCON temple brahmachari means somebody who is a failure in life, or who is a whatever, you know, this thing? I said, but people have said, you can't stop. I'll tell a story in this regard. There is a one Dhobi, you know. Dhobi has friends. Who are Dhobi's friends? Donkey. Papa Dhobi, he has a donkey, newly purchased, you know. Tabi he is going to the Dhobi Ghat along with a small child, so 6-7 years old child. So the donkey, this Dhobi and the child, they're just walking, and the people are coming in the front, you know, opposite direction. They said, just look at this Dhobi, you know, fool number one. Here is a donkey. They can as well sit on the donkey and go, but they are walking, you know. So donkey is there, why can't they sit? It's a foolish thing that they're also walking along with the donkey. Fool number one है ये. Dhobi को लगा सही है यार, you know. So what did Dhobi do? He made the child sit on the donkey, and the donkey and the child are walking. He is also walking on the ground. After a certain time, another person who is coming in the opposite direction, they said, just look at this child. His father, who is elderly, he is walking on the ground, and this fellow is comfortably sitting on the donkey. Heartless fellow यार, है ना. देखो ज़माना कैसे बदल गया है ना. तो लड़का को ऐसा लगा है ना, पापा को लगा रहे, people are criticizing my son. So what did father do? Father made the son get down the donkey. He made the son walk, and he sat on the donkey. Now after a certain time, there's one more fellow. अरे just look at this father, इतना heartless आदमी है. अरे any father, they want all the comforts for their child, and they want to take the struggles. And here is the father who wants his son to struggle. अरे इतना धूप में वो वॉक कर रहा है, ये तो नालायक आदमी है ना, उधर गधे के ऊपर है ना, he is happily enjoying. What ना कलीगुम. Father फट, अरे this is too much, you know. तो बोले अरे बेटा तुम भी आ जाओ. That both of us sit on the donkey, we will go. The son also climbed boarded the donkey, and they walked a few steps. And then another person came, you know, in the opposite. He just look at this father and son. Such a heartless fellows. Both of them are sitting on the donkey. Did they not realize that how can this poor donkey carry the burden, weight of the two individuals or two people, you know? इतना भी merciless नहीं होना चाहिए. Shame on them, you know. Father को लगा, you know, क्या करूँ, you know, मतलब all 4 case studies there are somebody or other to criticize. The father got down, बोले कि हाँ దీని అంతరికి రూట్ కాజ్ ఏంటి, ఈ డాంకీ లేకపోతే సమస్య. సో దే బోత్ ఆఫ్ ద లిఫ్ట్ డాంకీ, దే ఆర్ ఆన్ ద బ్రిడ్జ్ కింద నీటిలో పట్టుకొస్తుంది డాంకీ అనమాట. చలో అచ్చా పీస్ఫుల్. సో నౌ టెల్ మీ, వాట్ ఈస్ ద ప్రాబ్లమ్? డాంకీ ఇస్ ద ప్రాబ్లమ్. వాట్ ఈస్ ద ప్రాబ్లమ్? People mention, he is taking people too seriously. So similarly in life, let us say if you are in some position, there are people below you. నువ్వు సాఫ్ట్గా ఉంటే some people say that, అరే డీలర్ ఆద్మీ he can't even tighten the security guard, ये आपको बोल दिया ना. And because strict, अरे ये तो यमराज है यार, हमेशा हंसता ही नहीं है, हमेशा सीरियस रहता है, as if something gone wrong, तो सॉरी है, मतलब I mean damn you do, damn you don't. So now you can't keep on adjusting because of this, because of that. Everyone trying to satisfy. Everyone has got a nature. Everyone has got, like in according to scriptures also, something called swabhavas and swadharmas. Certain things can't be changed. Krishna told Arjuna, nigraham kim karishyati. He said, Arjuna, don't try to artificially change yourself. You are a kshatriya, and as a kshatriya for you it is natural to defend dharma, So you fight, by fighting you will be happy. But for somebody else, by fighting, they will get bloodshed, they will be in danger. But for you, fighting is what makes you happy, You are saying, no, मैं पूरा छोड़ दूंगा, I will take a begging bowl, I will go and beg. You think that will make you happy, You will be most miserable. Because you are not a Brahmana. You are not someone who can just close your eyes and say, Krishna will take care. ఒక్కొక్క మనస్తత్వాలకి ఒక్కొక్క రకంగా ప్రవర్తిస్తూ ఉంటారు. Brahmana will depend on God, Kshatriya will take it in your hands, Dharma for Dharma, Vaishya will think Dharma other sambandham ledhu, Vaishya will think that kya mere liye profit hai, and so that is what makes me happy and joy. So different nature people respond differently, so each one is individual. So trying to be someone else, trying to kind of just to please somebody, satisfy somebody, trying to change too much, that I mean beyond a point you will become miserable. Beyond a point you just become miserable actually, So it's important that that you don't try to make everyone happy. Of course you have to be socially accountable, responsible, you have to follow the letter of the law, law of the state. Those things are there, but just don't lead an artificial life. That causes so much stress. These days people, they are in so much anxiety, financial anxiety. Why is there financial anxiety? Tell me one person आजकल रोटी कपड़ा मकान ఎవరికి ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ ఉన్నాయండి ఇక్కడ ఈ రోజుల్లో? ఎవరికి లేవు. రోటీ కపడా మకాన్ किसी को भी, even a beggar in a city doesn't have problem because there are so much welfare schemes, but still people are in financial struggle. Why? They just want to show off. పక్కోడు ఆడిలో వెళ్తున్నాడు, నేను కనీసం పెంచి ఉండాలి, పక్కోడు పిల్లోడు ఐఐటిఎన్, నా పిల్లోడు ఐఐటిఎన్ అవ్వాలి, పక్కోడు డాక్టర్ నా. సో you just leading a life trying to be kind of in the good books of others and all. So it's actually because of which you take decisions in your life, because of which you make your life complicated. Understanding? So all these things actually knowingly, unknowingly put us in financial stress, put in artificial goals. You put so much pressure on your children. You unnecessarily spoil the relationships actually. So this is the point number 2. What is point number 2? Point number 2 is don't try to please everyone. Okay, one who tries to please everyone cannot please anyone actually. First point, what is it? Unhealthy comparisons. These are the 2 points. I mean, you can speak many things. Now I'll speak something little connected to scriptures. Now let us go little deep into it. That is having a philosophical understanding helps in handling stress. I'll explain that. We should understand that that according to Bhagavad Gita we see that that we are only one. There are something 5 doers of action. We are only one of the doers. So many times we also unreasonable expectations we say, So sometimes other people put us unreasonable expectations. Sometimes we ourselves keep unreasonable expectations on ourselves. Is it right? నీకు నువ్వే నీ కాళ్ళ మీద నువ్వే కూర్చోబెట్టుకుని నువ్వే కూర్చుని పోయి నడిస్తే who is to be blamed actually? Many times we keep ourselves, we put ourselves and we make unreasonable goals and we foam to achieve that goals. Not understanding that each one is given certain strength. We have to be content with that. So Bhagavad Gita helps us with this subject actually. See, in Bhagavad Gita, it comes in two places. It comes in the chapter number 5. It also comes in chapter number 3. Also it comes. Where then chapter 15 also it comes. Where they explain that there are 5 doers of action, and we, Jiva, is only one of the 5 doers. What are the other 4 doers? Now another chapter. Ishvara, Prakruti, Kala, Karma. We are Jiva. Ishvara, Prakriti, Kala, Karma, Jiva. These are the 5. The entire Bhagavad Gita is nothing but how these 5 things work in unison with each other. So many times we may put a goal for ourselves and we work very hard for that, and in the process, and we see somebody else also did something and they become successful. Okay, there is one Kohli who worked so hard and who became a superstar, King Kohli, they call him. And there are many youth, they want to be like him, and they must be working so hard for like him, because what diet he follows, what regime workouts he follows, what regime he follows, and but can everyone become Kohli? Yeah. So now that there are so many people who take unlimited anxiety in trying to become like him, and those who can't become like him, many times people just can't accept it, and then they go into depression, they develop suicidal tendencies because they may have put unlimited effort. Similarly, I say there are so many students, they even commit suicide because they couldn't get into a premium institute. Maybe their elder brother got into it, they could not get into it. It's not that necessarily the parents are pushing them. Parents may not be pushing them. Sometimes parents may be pushing them because of which they feel stress. Sometimes parents may not be pushing them also, but they themselves have, they have kept the target and they couldn't get it, and they may have worked as hard as their elder brother. Somehow they couldn't crack it, and for them it is so difficult to accept that, and they get into all sort of unhealthy thoughts will percolate into his system. So now, why is this? So how to understand this? How to handle this? It is said, especially for managers, for leaders. Leader means it can be leader of a project, it can be leader of a family, whomever it may be, leader of a community. They should love themselves before they love others. Unless a person is compassionate for himself, he can't be compassionate for others. అరే నిన్ను నువ్వు ప్రేమించుకోలేనప్పుడు వేరే వాళ్ళు నువ్వు ప్రేమించలేవు. నీ మీద నువ్వు you're not considerate తెలుగులో I don't know what they call it as, గుర్తించడం కాదు. కన్సిడరేట్ మీన్స్ నిన్ను నువ్వు అంగీకరించలేనప్పుడు, యూ కాంట్ యాక్సెప్ట్ యువర్ సెల్ఫ్, నువ్వు వేరే వాళ్ళని యూ కాంట్ హెల్ప్. వాట్ ఇట్ మీన్స్? ఇట్ మీన్స్ sometimes we also try but we can't. Like see, just now you mentioned, he knows Gaur Gopal Das in ISKCON. Now Gaur Gopal Prabhu is an international celebrity now, and some 17-18 years ago he was, of course he is couple of years elder to me, but he was like one amongst us. Now I couldn't become Gaur Gopal Prabhu, I couldn't become like him, I couldn't become like an international celebrity, but if I start banging my head against the wall, why I couldn't be like him? मैंने क्या कमती किया है? He is a CEO of a normal engineering called I am an IIT, and so if you start doing this comparison or put an artificial goals on myself, impose it on myself and take too much this thing, it doesn't make sense actually. So we understand that there are so many factors that come into picture. So Bhagavad Gita speaks that there's something called karma, your past fruits, be it good karma or bad karma. Something called Kala. Kala is the carrier of karma. Sometimes even if you have it, right time has to come. Not everyone becomes successful. Different people achieve success different times. There's something called Ishvara and Prakriti. That the Supreme Lord also has to help us, and the Mother Nature has to support us. When all these things come in picture, then one achieves success. It is mentioned in Gita. And that is the reason our elders, they say, do your best and leave the rest to God. Because నీ చేతిలో ఏముంది? Endeavor. So do your endeavor. Don't be so much behind the results. So even a professional outsiders, they don't know Bhagavad Gita, but they understand this principle. You ask Mr. Rohit Sharma, You ask him, so what are the chances of your World Cup? So how are you prepared? So, if you ask him, he will not say we will win World Cup. Nobody will say, in general, nobody will say like this, unless they are Pakistani captains. In general, people say, listen, we are focusing on the process. We are trying our best. We have done everything that needs to do to prepare for the World Cup, to prepare for the final match. We are handling stress. So we are doing all that is in our hands. So we are more focused on the process than the result. Have you ever watched any interviews? So anybody will say like this, because they too understand that, on that day if things go well, the same ball, somebody may leave the slip catch, he may end up making a century. So there is something beyond talent. Do you agree with this point? There is something beyond talent. The same talented bunch of guys, when things don't go well, they will just lose it by a brink of a one run. When the fortune favors, the umpire may give something and then they will just end up winning it actually. So there is something beyond our effort, there is something beyond our talent. So what does that goes to show? So Bhagavad Gita speaks the same thing, that there are 5 doers of action and your effort is only one of that. But that is in your hand. So just work. So for children also with the same thing. Don't worry about the result. I am ready to love you. As a parent, we have to give that assurance to our children also. As a leader, we have to give that assurance to our subordinates also. I am ready to accept you. I am ready to support you. All that I expect from you is you make your effort. Because there is something, there is somebody who may not be so smart. Somebody people are in general merited, they are born smart. So they are when their smartness is harnessed, they will get results. But somebody is not that smart. No matter how much you harness, you may not get that level of this thing actually. Even if I work the same amount of hard work what Sachin Tendulkar has put, what Virat Kohli has put, I may not be Tendulkar. Is it not? But Tendulkar can't be like me also, no? So the point is that there are 5 doers of action, we are only one amongst them. So make your effort. So be attached to your effort. Don't be too attached to the result. Otherwise, first of all, నేను సక్సెస్ అవ్వలేకపోయాను, నేను ఐఏఎస్ అవ్వలేకపోయాను, ఐపీఎస్ అవ్వలేకపోయాను. Sometimes people carry it for years actually. So understand that something that is not in your destiny or something that is other factors. What can you do? But have you anyway compromised in your efforts? If you are not, nothing to lament. And that is what Krishna speaks in Bhagavad Gita, 2nd chapter, 47th shloka. All of you recite after me. Karmanyavadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala heturbhur mahate sangostva akarmani. So I'm sure most of you must have heard at least the first line of this shloka. Karmanyavadikaraste. చాలా మంది అట్లీస్ట్ లైఫ్లో ఒకసారి వినే ఉంటారు కర్మణ్యవాధికారస్తే. బట్ వీ హియర్ ఇట్, వీ రియల్లీ డోంట్ నో వాట్ ఇట్ మీన్స్. సో యాక్చువల్లీ దిస్ ఇస్ కాల్డ్ కర్మయోగ, ఆర్ ఇన్ ఇంగ్లీష్ ఇఫ్ ఐ హావ్ టు ట్రాన్స్లేట్, ఆర్ట్ ఆఫ్ వర్క్. సో భగవద్గీత, కృష్ణ ఈజ్ నాట్ ఓన్లీ కృష్ణ ఇస్ గాడ్, బట్ మోర్ దెన్ దట్ హీ ఈజ్ ఆల్సో ఏ పర్ఫెక్ట్ ఫిలాసఫర్. హీ ఈజ్ యాక్చువల్లీ ద రియల్ personality development guide. He is a psychiatrist, he is everything. So in Bhagavad Gita, he has given everything. In this shloka, he has spoken what is the right way of working, what is the right way of living in this world. Karmanyavadikaraste. Adhikar means right. Adhikaram. Karmanya. That means you have the right to do your duty. That means you have to put your full efforts. Ma phaleshu kadachana. But the results, phaleshu, the results, it's in my hands, you don't always worry about it. Because if you worry about results, you will, if your child doesn't get it, you will think are a waste fellow yaar. And can you imagine how the child would feel? You bombard your ideas and okay, I couldn't become successful man, but my child should become successful. అందరు ఇండియాలో అందరు మిడిల్ క్లాస్ తల్లిదండ్రులు ఇలాగ ఆలోచిస్తారు అనమాట. నేను సాధించలేదు, నా పిల్లవాడు సాధించేయాలి. అరే బాబా, if every father thinks like this, what, there can only be one first ranker, there can only be 3000 IIT seats, there can be only 11 players in the country for playing cricket. What happens to other people if every father thinks their son should become successful? So Be realistic, So, karmanyavadhikarjan, result is in, Krishna says, my hands. Krishna says, what is in your hands? Endeavors, effort. సో చదవకపోవడం నీ చేతిలో ఉంది, కష్టపడకపోవడం నీ చేతిలో ఉంది, మంచిగా ఉండకపోవడం నీ చేతిలో ఉంది, పిల్లల్ని పెంచడం పోషించడము నీ చేతిలో, ప్రయోజకులు అవడం పోవడము నీ చేతిలో లేదు. దర్ సంథింగ్ కాల్డ్ కర్మ. నో మ్యాటర్ వాట్ యూ డూ, సమ్ చైల్డ్ విల్ బికమ్ వండర్ఫుల్, సమ్ చైల్డ్ మే నాట్. అట్ సమ్ పాయింట్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు యాక్సెప్ట్ ఇట్. మై ఫాదర్ is a devotee and is a successful man professionally. He made all his 3 children into a practical chesadu. My both the brothers are very qualified people and successful people. But when it comes to their marriages, one of the marriages my brother had his own opinion and all. So my father was not confident. So somehow there is a commotion, and it was never getting sorted out. And my father is in a lot of anxiety, Oh, this, that, I said, listen, I have told him, my brother said, and you told me, everyone convinced him, it's not happening. So, leave it, And if it is not in his fate, he may have a little bit struggle. What can you do about that? You have done your part as a father. And now if you too much insist, it will break down actually, He will start thinking that he doesn't have family. So don't too much insist, I mean, of course, thank God, everything is fine. But the point is that when I mentioned that there is something beyond each one of us. So don't get into that. At some point, accept the reality that we are not 100% in control. So even if you force it, that if it is according to karma, he has to face something, he will get it somewhere other. So you have done your duty as a father. So each one of us, at some point, we have to accept that there is something beyond me and beyond him also, and each one have to face it actually. So father thinks mother ne thinks usko paradrish thinks na kira matlab tarke penchaledu, so mother is fault, mother thinks father is too strict fault, So we start doing blame game and all, not accepting the reality. So the point is that so we have to, first of all, when children doesn't perform, we become upset. When our subordinate doesn't produce result, we become upset. When we ourselves doesn't produce result, then we become upset with ourselves, and so much time now we start hating ourselves. We start getting a victim consciousness. I'm telling you, this is deadly. And for all things, when we start hating ourselves, when we start disliking ourselves, that is the most dangerous state. ఎందుకంటే ఒక్కసారి మనల్ని మనం అసహించుకున్నట్టు మొదలైతే, మనల్ని మనం హేట్ చేయడం మొదలు పెడితే, అండ్ మనం ప్రతి ఒక్కరితో కూడా విల్ స్టార్ట్ మిస్బిహేవింగ్, బికాస్ యు ఆర్ నాట్ హ్యాపీ విత్ యువర్ సెల్ఫ్. You are not loving yourself. You can't love anyone. You are not compassionate for yourself. You can't be compassionate for anyone. See, this kind of things, middle class people don't have this kind of problems. Kani alert people untaru chusaru, those who are prisoners of success. I repeat, prisoners of failure kadundo. Failure people kanna kuda successful people ekku miserable ga untaru. Why they are more miserable? They became prisoners. They become prisoners of success. అంటే వాళ్ళు ఒక్క ఫెయిల్యూర్ని కూడా తీసుకోలేరు. అంటే సక్సెస్ అన్నది వాళ్ళకి అది డిఎన్ఏలోకి వెళ్ళిపోయింది. ఒక్క ఫెయిల్యూర్ కూడా వాళ్ళు డైజెస్ట్ చేయలేరు. అండ్ వెన్ ఇట్ హ్యాపెన్స్, దే స్టార్ట్ disliking themselves, they start blaming themselves, and when they start doing that, they start hating everyone. So this is very, very important. So having deeper understanding of life and deeper ending of the world around us helps us in tackling stress. Many times, again, all these are interrelated. One of the reasons is that we understand that we are not the only doers actually. And point number 4 is understanding God is our loving Father. This is very important. Once a flight is going from one country to another country, and suddenly there is a turbulence, and the pilot said, all of you tighten your seat belts because there is a turbulence. We are going for an emergency landing. And extreme turbulent weather, there is some damage in the maybe engine, we are going for an emergency landing. So tighten your seatbelts and be prepared. You may have to evacuate. So people are like, oh, wow, everyone shouting, yelling, crying. And children are crying, adults are crying, wow, everyone is shouting, yelling. And one of the gentlemen who is also yelling, he saw next to him there is a small baby, 5-6-year-old baby, She is not crying. She is not yelling. Everyone is yelling and crying. And for almost 5 minutes or so, the flight is extremely shaking and turbulent. Somehow or other, it safe landed. It didn't crash. And then the pilot says, apologies for the disturbance. Now we are safe. And this gentleman noticed that this child, all throughout this child is least disturbed. बिंदास है वो. कुछ तो नंबर कुछ तो लूडो है, कुछ क्या बोलते हैं उसको, ये रहता है ना, that box, हाँ, yeah, cubic square, cubic whatever, ये playing कर रहा है, it is playing this. Then that particular passenger asked that child, हम अंदर భయపడుతున్నారు, I see you are least disturbed. ఎలాగ నీకు భయం ఏం లేదంటే, లేదు అంకుల్ అన్నారు. బట్ why, ఎందుకు భయం ఏం లేదు? Because my father is a pilot. My father is a pilot and my father knows to take care of me. So I don't have to so much worry about it. My father, see, I mean, अभी टेंशन लेके क्या करेगी वो? Because she is so convinced that my father will do whatever best he can to keep me safe. So because the child understands that my father is in control, he is the pilot, child is least disturbed or least bothered. So similarly, when we understand that God is in control in all of our lives, then we can also be very, very relaxed. Actually, we what we do? Like we say God, Krishna, something like this, different names. We all have different names. Some call Allah, some call Jehovah, some call Krishna, Rama, Vishnu. So, but sometimes we should also call our God as Daddy. We call Krishna as our Daddy, as a father. Why we call like that? Because by saying God, అంటే God అంటే ఒక పొజిషన్ లాగా అనిపిస్తుంది. ప్రైమ్ మినిస్టర్ ఒక పొజిషన్, చీఫ్ మినిస్టర్ ఒక పొజిషన్, CEO ఒక పొజిషన్. But daddy is a intimate relationship. It's not a very, that is more a professional relationship. This is more an intimate relationship. So when you say God, it is actually, okay, of course he is God, but he is not just a God, he is actually our father. He is actually our loving father. We should understand this actually, that my father is my father, he is in control, and what is lacking is I am not recognizing, I am not going to be a father. So you are moving away from your father. That is the whole sort of all problems. When you understand that when I take shelter of God, when I take shelter of the Lord's names, then actually I am in the protection of my father and I have nothing to worry. My father takes care of me. My father takes care of me. Is it not? A dog which has a master and a belt, oh, आराम से, तो आके పైకి చిక్క walks like this, least afraid. 10 మంది మధ్యలో కూడా వెళ్తూ ఉంటుంది. That dog, it is least bothered, I can. But a dog is always fearful. So when we understand, see, the devotees of the Lord, we are most relaxed. Frankly speaking, we don't have 1 rupee with us. We don't have bank. When we become brahmacharis, we give up our bank balance. I mean, we are just, but still, we are most bindas, no? Why? Because we are 100% convinced Krishna will take care of us. He is our father. He knows what is best for us. Sometimes he will give us kicks. It's not that every time we get success. Sometimes we get kicks. My father. The పిల్లవాడు ఉన్నాడు, తల్లి లాగపడి కొడుతుంది అనమాట. And what it does? What the child does? Again it will go to the mother. It will catch with both the hands, it will catch the mother's sari. And put the child put the head in the mother's sari. Again. అరే కొట్టింది మీ మదర్, అగైన్ మదర్ని పట్టుకుంటున్నావు నువ్వు. బికాస్ ద చైల్డ్ డజంట్ నో ఎనీబడి బట్ ద mother. So, but orphan is always been insecure actually. So when we understand that God is our father, he is actually taking care of us, then we will be very relaxed, Krishna will take care. Srila Prabhupada, the ISKCON founder Acharya, he was like that, during the Second World War, not Second World, 1971, that Bangladesh, India Pakistan war, for Bangladesh separation. So the Calcutta was the hub, because East Bangladesh, East Bengal became Bangladesh. So the Pakistan were hurling bombs in Bengal, so it is falling, the bombs are falling, and the people in Bengal are extremely fearful. The police and the government said, turn off the lights. But Srila Prabhupada, and everyone is in anxiety, but Srila Prabhupada he writes in his autobiography that he is bindas, he just put a tape, Hare Krishna mantra, is making puris and some sabji, nicely making hot puris, offering to Krishna, happily taking it, because he understands that, like Rake Krishna Mare ke, Mare Krishna Rake ke. If Krishna wants to protect me, he'll protect me. If Krishna wants me that I'll be finished here, I'm finished. I don't have to worry. So he is least, unlike others who are so much in anxiety, because he is fully convinced, because he is taking shelter of God. How do you take shelter of God? I'll explain, but he is taking shelter of God actually. So this is the point number 4. What is the point number 4? Yeah, Lord is our Father actually. Point number 5, I'll quickly come to time. Point number 5 is count your blessings. This is one exercise. Actually, I take the seminar for 1.5 hours or so. I make everyone write in a personal, with their own handwriting. So count your blessings. This is one experiential learning we all should do. Now, at least I request all of you, just for a minute or so, please think about it. See, in life, many times what we don't have, that is where mind goes into. And we think, their life is a lot of struggles, problems and all. But if we just count your blessings, be grateful to God for what God has given us, you'll be so happy in life. You'll be so happy in life. Can anyone here? And at this point, how you can be grateful to God? How you can be grateful to God at this point? No. How you can be grateful to God? What? Okay, by not disturbing others. That's what you're saying. Okay, I'm asking how we can be grateful. To God means, like he has mentioned our Anandra. He said that we are blessed today that there is a Sankirtan. Right? So Krishna has sent us devotees, and he has given us the opportunity to sing his glories. That's something we can be grateful, right? We can be grateful for a human form of life. We can be grateful that at least Krishna has given us hands and legs, we are able to do our things. There are many people, see, there is a kahavat, a child is fighting with his father, he's crying. Why? Because he doesn't have shoes. His father is not a rich man, he could not purchase him shoes. So he is crying that he doesn't have shoes, but when he came out of the home, he saw other person's neighbor is crying for want of legs. He doesn't have legs only. నాకు షూస్ ఏమైనా వేడుస్తుంది బయటకు తెలుస్తుంది, పక్కన కాళ్ళే లేవు యాక్చువల్గా. సో వెన్ యూ అండర్స్టాండ్ దట్ దేర్ ఆర్ సో మెనీ థింగ్స్ దట్ లార్డ్ హాస్ బీన్ మర్సిఫుల్ వీ హ్యావ్ రిసీవ్డ్ విచ్ అదర్స్ ఆర్ నాట్ సో ఫార్చునేట్ యాక్చువల్లీ. So you may say, Prabhuji, this is all mental adjustment. Of course, but if you think about it, that as I said, even this stress is also mental problem. That is, we are comparing with other people what they have, we don't have. But if you see what we have, others don't have, you can easily be grateful to God. You can easily, my son is not a topper. You have a son. There are so many people who don't have son, And there are so many people, they had son, but he left. He lost his life or something. So don't, just keep counting your blessings and all. I'm telling you, a satisfied person can be so happy in life actually. So this is another point number 5. Just count your blessings. You can be so peaceful. You can be so peaceful and relaxed actually. And point number 6 is lengthy. I will not speak. Point number 7 complete. Last point. So now, as I said, God is our Father. Now, how do you connect with your father? The father is ready to give you everything. The problem is we are moving away from our father by disobeying with the father. Now, how do we connect with our father? You know, that connection with our father is called yoga. మామూలుగా అకార్డింగ్ టు outside world, what yoga means, it's a form of exercise. Asanas, pranayam, that is what is called as yoga. But does anyone here know what actually is the Sanskrit definition of yoga? It is there in Bhagavad Gita also, but let me help it. Yoga means the process of connecting with the Supreme. Can all of you repeat? The process of connecting with the Supreme. That is called yoga. సింపుల్గా చెప్పాలంటే భగవంతునికి భక్తునికి అనుసంధానం. అంబిక దర్బార్ అధిపతి కాదంటో ఏదో. దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ యోగా. సో యోగా మీన్స్ భగవంతునితో అనుసంధానం చేసే మార్గము. దట్ ఈస్ వాట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ yoga. Now there are many yogic methods: karma yoga, jnana yoga, ashtanga yoga, bhakti yoga. So there are many yogic methods, and different spiritual organizations, paths, they adapt certain yogic methods. And what we adapt is bhakti yoga. Through bhakti you connect to Supreme. Through ashtanga you connect to Supreme. There are different ways. So in the process of bhakti yoga, how you connect? So as I said, how do you take Lord's shelter? Through yoga. That means the yoga means connection. And that bhakti yoga, the process of bhakti yoga is through chanting the holy names of the Lord. And that is the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Andaru cheppandi. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So this, when you chant, actually you are taking shelter of the Lord. Now you may ask, Prabhuji, oka mantram cheppinanta matrana, how is that we are taking shelter of Lord? It is not the mantra itself. See, mantra is a capsule. ఏ మంత్రమైనా సరే, మంత్ర is nothing but capsule. Capsule is important, inside the powder is important. Powder is important. The powder is the bhava, the mood. So when we chant Hare Krishna, what is that we are praying? When we say chant Hare Krishna, what is that we are praying? We are not praying, Krishna give me money, Krishna give me health, Krishna give me wealth, Krishna give me promotion, Krishna give a green card for my family. This is not we are asking. You know what we are asking? When we say, Krishna, please accept me as your own. నన్ను నీ వాడిగా స్వీకరించు. And let me tell you, my dear friends, this is the best prayer. I'll conclude with this story to make you understand. Once there is an old woman. She was in a forest. So every day she goes deep inside the forest. She, with an axe, she makes certain wood, the firewood. She goes to the market, sell that firewood, gets some money. With that money, she is maintaining herself. For years together, she is doing that. And slowly, with time, she started becoming old. And one nice day, she was, as usual, routinely, she was, cutting the trees, making firewood. And she made the log of firewood. She tried to lift it, put it on the shoulders. She was not able to do that because she became so old. అంటే ఆ కట్టెల్ని లేపి తన భుజం మీద పెట్టుకోలేకపోతుంది అనమాట. She has been trying it, but it was not beyond her scope actually. So suddenly she observed there is a sound. She could understand there is an entourage. Somebody, people are coming by horses. So couple of soldiers came through by horses. And this old lady asked her, "My dear sir, may I know who is coming?" Then those soldiers said, "Maharaja, padar rahe, hat jao." Maharaja వస్తున్నాడు, పక్కకు తప్పుకోండి. So this old lady wanted to see king. She never saw the king. So after 2 minutes, the soldiers went ahead. The king was coming on a chariot. And the king saw this old lady. He felt very compassionate. He stopped there and he told that old lady, Amma, ఇక్కడ కష్టపడుతున్నట్టున్నావు, seems you are struggling. Can I help you somewhere? Can I help you somewhere? Now, you know what that lady said? Yes, my dear king, could you kindly lift this log of wood and put it on my shoulders? ఈ కట్టెలు తీసుకొచ్చి నా భుజం మీద పెట్టగలరా అని చెప్పి. You see, the typical in villages, house ladies, they put boring. Other people help them to lift the pot of water on their heads. ఈ కట్టెలు లేపు నా భుజం మీద పెడతారా అని చెప్పి. Now, all of you are so smart. మీరు చెప్పండి. Is this a smart help? Is it a smart idea? He is the king. ఆయన ఏమైనా చేయగలడు. And what you are asking? ఆ కట్టెలు తీసుకొచ్చి భుజం పెడతారా? Is that a good idea? No, is that the best prayer? Yeah, or is there anything better? Yes, better, no? So what is the better thing? ఇలా కాదు కానీ రాజా రోజు కట్టెలు తీసుకొని వండుకోలేకపోతున్నాను. Can you give me LPG gas connection? LPG gas connection. King will say, okay, no problem. Is that a better proposal? It is a better proposal, but is that a best proposal? No. Huh? Yeah. So better proposal could be, instead of I'm an old man, old woman, gas stove istav kaani man sarukulu konukovalani. Better than that could be, Raja, could you deliver food from your palace all 3 times a day? 3 పూటలు నాకు భోజనం పంపించగలవా? King can do that. Is that a better proposal than before? But is that the best proposal? No. What could be better proposal? Maybe Raja, could you give me a place next to your mahal, and take care of me? Certainly it's a city, so all facilities will be there. Maybe a better proposal. Okay, city as well. So even better could be, could you keep me in your palace and take care of me? That is even better proposal. Just take care of me, Is it not a better proposal? Right? It is a far better proposal, But according to me, the best proposal would be, Raja, can you become my son? Or can you make me your mother? Is it not the best proposal? That means she is becoming Sevagami, Most powerful than the king also, So if we can say that, can you make me your mother? Or can you become my son? Then she doesn't have to ask anything. Not battle ivu, na aragam chusko, na bhojanam pettu, mandulu ivu. Don't have to ask anything, because now she is mother of the king. So everything will be provided for her. Is it not? So similarly, a devotee of the Lord doesn't ask, ఆరోగ్యం ఇవ్వండి, ఇది ఇవ్వండి, మా అమ్మాయికి పెళ్ళి అయిపోవాలి, మా అబ్బాయికి అమెరికా వెళ్ళిపోవాలి, డాక్టర్ అయిపోవాలి, ఇది మా ఆవిడకి 7 నెలలు కావాలి, నన్ను ఏడిపించి మానేయాలి. These are all okay, but Krishna can give it, God can give it, but these are not the best prayers. The best one, my dear Lord, make me, make me as your own. నన్ను మీ వాడిగా స్వీకరించు. If you see all the purity, this is what they pray. So when we are chanting Hare Krishna, we are asking Krishna, make me as a part of her, make me your servant, make me your man. And when we do that, that means you are connecting Krishna, and then Lord will take care. You don't have, He will, what you ask He will give you, what you don't ask also He will give you. Because the father knows. आपका बच्चे कभी पूछता है क्या आपको, पापा నాకు బట్టలు ఇవ్వు, నాకు స్కూల్ ఫీజు కట్టు, నాకు భోజనం పెట్టు, అడుగుతాడు పిల్లడు ఎవడైనా సరే? అడిగితేనే మీరు ఇచ్చారా? You are the father, Baba. More than him, you are worried about his life. More than your own life, you are worried about his life. That's what his father means. That's what mother means. So, a devotee, we don't ask anything. AC room kavali, bangla kavali, car kavali. If you say devotee, they don't ask anything from the Lord. They just ask, make me your man. Whatever you give, I know is best for me. I'm telling you, you can become, whichever situation you are in, you can be relaxed. Whichever situation. Sometimes it is great struggle, you can be relaxed. Sometimes there is great opulence, you can be relaxed. Sometimes super success, relax. Sometimes struggles, relax. Whatever it is, because you are accepting Krishna as your father, God as your father, and Lord will accept you. And that process of connecting, and that is the, when you chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, the prayer should be in the mood of, my dear Lord, please accept me as your servant, please accept me as your own. And నీ వాడిగా స్వీకరించి స్వామి అని చెప్పి. And telling you, actually this is a form of meditation. This meditation is called mantra meditation. This is called mantra meditation. See, people think meditation means closing the eyes and controlling the mind, not letting the mind wander. Actually, for the mind to control is impossible. Can you make a child keep quiet? You can't. What you can do, give a mobile, ask him to play, mind will be easily engaged. Chupchap, apna kaam karta rahega. Similarly, mind has to be controlled. How do you control that? By making it absorbed in the holy name, by making it hear the holy name. So mantra means what? Manas trayate iti mantra. Manaha means mind. Trayate means deliver. One that delivers the mind, one that controls the mind is called mantra. So when you chant any mantra, when you chant Hare Krishna mantra, you chant the mantra, actually the process is that when you are chanting, the consciousness should be this consciousness. That means connecting with the Lord. And the process is, the process is the mind has to be fully absorbed. And that way mind should not be wandering. The meditation also, everyone says we should not make the mind wander. But how do you do that? For a mind to focus on a dot, infinity is not a practical thing. When we chant with our lips and we hear with our, not through ears, to the mind. So mind has to fully focus on the name, and with a prayerful heart, with a heart of surrender. My dear Lord, I belong to you. Nenu nee vaadani. With this consciousness, when you chant, I am telling you, that is the purest form of meditation. And with that, actually you can be so relaxed, so relieved. The whole world be in chaos, you can still be happily, relaxedly chanting. And even according to WHO statistics, World Health Organization statistics, those who accept spirituality in the way that there is a supreme power who is taking care of us. That supreme power means God, who takes care of us. Those are the people who are with much reduced anxieties and tensions, because they are feeling sheltered in some higher power actually. And that kind of people are far more healthier, even according to statistics actually. So for your physical health, mental health, and beyond this too, actually your spiritual connection with the God. For all those things, the chanting, the mantra meditation helps. So there are two ways of taking shelter. One thing is, the first method is the one that we all chanted together, Kirtan Manam Chesaru. That is one way of meditation actually. Sankirtana is also a way of meditation. Second way is that chanting in such a way. Actually, chanting is a personal. That means we chant with that much decibels which we can hear. Not for others, but we can ourselves hear. Thank you so very much. Hare Krishna.